Welcome to a brand new episode. I'm your host, Shelly.
And I'm Jackie. And today we are going to read some Reddit Am I the Asshole stories about best friends.
Yes. Let's get straight into it.
Yes. Let's get straight into it.
Do you want to start?
I can. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my best friend the truth about why I skipped their wedding? So here's the deal. My best friend, 30 female, let's call her Anna, recently got married. We've been super close since college, and I, 31 female, was thrilled when she asked me to be her maid of honor. I helped her plan the wedding, threw her a bachelorette party, and even handled some last-minute vendor drama. Then came the dress fitting. The bridesmaid dresses Anna picked were not great for my body type. I'm plus size, but I didn't say anything because it was her day. However, during the fitting, Anna made a comment like, well, at least you're in the back for most of the photos. Everyone laughed, but I felt humiliated. Later, I told her privately that her comment hurt my feelings. Instead of apologizing, she said, I didn't mean it like that, but you know the dress wasn't made for curvier girls. I figured you'd get that. I didn't push it, but I started to feel weird about the whole wedding. Over the next few weeks, she made other small digs about my appearance, like joking about me needing extra fabric for altercations. I decided to step back emotionally, but I didn't want to ruin her day, so I planned to suck it up. The night before the wedding, Anna called and asked if I could step aside during the bouquet toss because she wanted all eyes on the bridesmaids, implying I would stand out in a bad way. That was the final straw for me. I told her I wasn't feeling well and didn't attend the wedding. When Anna texted afterward asking why I really missed the wedding, I told her the truth. Her comments made me feel like she didn't value me as a friend, and I couldn't face being there. She blew up saying I ruined her day, made it all about me, and embarrassed her in front of everyone by ghosting her wedding. Our mutual friends are split. Some think I should have just gone and dealt with it for one day, while others think Anna crossed the line. So am I the asshole for skipping my best friend's wedding and telling her the reason why? I feel like there's no way this is the first time she makes comments like that. Do you think?
No, I think the comments were inappropriate.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would miss the wedding.
I don't know if I would miss the wedding. But then again, she made her feel super insecure about it. So it's like, maybe she didn't plan on missing it, but she like made her feel like she made the comment about extra fabric, standing in the back for photos, and then not even being in the bouquet toss.
And I feel like, but if she's that kind of friend, like there were signs before, like
I
would have been out, like I would have been like, no, I'm not gonna be a bridesmaid. Like,
yeah, I feel like you don't just become that person.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think there had to be signs that she was already kind of mean like that.
And maybe she was using her because she helped with, like she said, the vendors and everything. There's some people who like just will use their
But
friends.
she was her maid of honor.
It was a maid of honor?
Yeah, I think. Wait, was it maid of honor?
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, it says, we've been super close since college, and I was thrilled when she asked me to be her maid of honor.
Whoa.
So, I don't know, because I feel like the one that was getting married is not a good friend.
No.
For saying those things. So, why does she owe her something? Mm-hmm. But I think maybe I would have gone to the wedding and then cut her off after that.
Yeah, I would too.
Or I would have had a conversation like, hey, the comments you're making, I don't even want to show up to your wedding. And then see how she reacts, and then we talk about it. But I just think that's so rude. You don't talk about those things.
I think some people too don't realize, like sometimes people say things and I'm like, I don't know, like, did you hear yourself?
Like, and unless someone else is in the room, you might not even realize that it was like messed up, but the other person might be like, why do you let them talk to you like that? Or why would you let someone treat you like that? But I think, what would you have done in that situation?
I think I would have like went to the wedding but had that conversation and then decided if I needed to cut her off or not. Mm-hmm. Like, does she see where I'm coming from or how that offended me? And if she doesn't, then I would cut her off. But I don't know. I don't think I would have not went.
Yeah. But so her question was, am I the asshole for telling her the reason why? For skipping my best friend's wedding and telling her the real reason why. I think it's good that she told her the real reason. But I feel like she should have just cut her off after the wedding.
Yeah.
Maybe. But then again, and you're in that situation, like if someone was already making my insecure, like making me feel insecure, I wouldn't want to go either. Like I'd be like, damn, I'm gonna be in photos and you're already making me feel.
And even the bouquet toss, that's so mean to be like, you can't be in it.
And then I'd be like, why do you even want me there then if you're already judging everything?
I think I would have had the conversation and been like, you said this, and this, and it made me feel this way. And see how she reacts to that. But she probably would like not care.
Yeah.
So if she didn't care, then maybe I wouldn't go.
But maybe have the conversation before the wedding. Saying like, can you stop making comments? Like it really does offend me. And it's making me not even want to go to your wedding. I would say that like, you're making me not even want to go. So either you like stop making those comments that are offending me or I'm just not going to go.
Yeah.
As much as I want to be there, I'm not going to, like you already made me feel insecure about what I'm wearing. Like that is so mean. But I don't think she's an asshole.
Yeah, I don't think she was an asshole.
Yeah, I don't think she's an asshole. I think you never know how that affected her, the comments that were made. And maybe she was confident until her freaking friend is telling her things, you know? I feel like sometimes we don't even have things that we're not confident about until somebody points them out.
Yeah.
Like I remember someone was like, your laugh is like, they told me something about my laugh. I was like, damn, I never thought my laugh was weird or nothing. Like, why do you laugh like that? Like, you know, things like that you're like, I never felt that it was weird until now. You know?
Yeah, I say not the asshole.
Yep, not the asshole.
Am I the asshole? Asshole. It's late, y'all.
Y'all, it's almost 1 a.m.
Am I the asshole for asking my friend to leave my birthday party because she bought her crying baby? I, 27 female, recently threw a birthday party at my apartment. It was a pretty low-key gathering with about 10 friends, lots of snacks, a couple of drinks, just a fun night hanging out. Everything was going fine until my friend Sarah, 28 female, showed up with her 7-month-old baby. Now, I love Sarah, and I know she's a mom, but I wasn't expecting her to bring a baby to a party, especially since we had planned to play games, drink, and chat. The baby started crying almost immediately when they walked in, and Sarah tried to calm her down, but she was clearly struggling. At first, I thought it was just a momentary thing, but the crying continued for almost an hour, super loud and nonstop. It was hard to hear anything over the noise, and some of the other guests were visibly uncomfortable. I eventually pulled Sarah aside and asked her if she could maybe step outside with the baby or take a break in the other room until the baby calmed down. I explained that it was just hard to enjoy the party with the crying baby. She was clearly upset and told me that I should be more understanding since she can't leave the baby at home, and she was doing her best to keep her calm. She ended up leaving shortly after, and now she's not speaking to me. I feel bad because I know being a mom is hard, but I also feel like she knew it was my birthday and I wanted to have a good time without a crying baby. Some people think I was rude for asking her to leave, while others think I was just trying to protect the vibe of the party. Am I the asshole?
That one's a little hard. I guess in that situation, though, I feel like if that happened, we would all come together and like be like, let me hold that baby, like let me see. But then you go, what if the baby still keeps crying?
Yeah.
And there's nothing
after an hour.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be like, maybe they want their bed. You know, I'd be like, oh, maybe they missed their crib.
Yeah.
I mean, there's babies who just want to be home. Like even like toddlers that literally want to be home, like they're tired. But I feel like I'd be like, maybe she wants
7 months. That's little.
Yeah. I do think though, like if the plan was to drink and to do things, maybe that was not the setting. And it doesn't make you an asshole. I think it just like, but then again, I'm like,
it's like you want to include her because you know, but to me, it's like time and place. Like,
and moms need days off too, though.
Yeah.
Like leave the baby with someone like the dad or trusted somebody that you trust, and enjoy a few hours. Like,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I don't know what the situation was. Like, did she not have a sitter or what? But I don't think she was the asshole.
I don't think so. I think she was honest.
Yeah.
It'd be different if like she found out another way, or if
Yeah.
like they were like, oh my gosh, that baby was so annoying or whatever, and then she found out like that's. But she was straightforward.
She was patient, like for an hour, crying baby. Like, I feel like she should have. Well, she said 10 friends, but I don't know.
I feel like if I was somewhere and I had a baby and the baby kept crying, I'd be like, y'all, I wanted to be here longer, but I
Yeah.
gotta go. This baby, like, I would be the one to be like,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't want my baby feeling uncomfortable either. Like,
Yeah.
it's crying for a reason, you know?
Yeah.
But I do think that if I was, maybe this did happen. Like if I was one of the friends, I'd be like, let me hold the baby. Let's see like what's going on. And if it just was nothing was helping.
I think if the mom can't figure it out.
Yeah, nobody. What do we, is she hungry? What does she need? Like she needs a nap. I don't know. But I don't think that she's an asshole.
No.
And I feel like she didn't say it in a bad way.
No, she didn't.
And you know what I would also say? I'd probably be like, there's alcohol here.
Yeah.
We're all getting lit. Like, I think it's just best.
And she even told her, like, try going in another room. Like, that was the nicest thing to me is, like, try to go calm her down. Because screaming babies, like, I know the sound of that.
Oh, yes.
Imagine, like, trying to play game. Like, it's not the time and place.
It'd be different if she was the birthday girl, the one with the baby.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but it's not her birthday either,
And I think, I feel like she should have read the room. And after, like, after 20 minutes, I would be like, okay, I got to go.
I tried.
Yeah.
Have one drink with Sean, I'm out but I don't think she should have took offense to it.
Here's a comment. Not the asshole. Her child is not your responsibility, and her inability to find childcare so she can attend an adult function is not your problem to solve. Her giving you the silent treatment is called emotional blackmail. When it starts, it never ends. Hold firm and don't give in. She's the one who decided to bring the baby. She's the one who decided to leave. She's the one who is trying to punish you by using the silent treatment. She can be the one to reconnect and apologize. Anything short of that is unacceptable. She's beyond rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's saying not the asshole.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I feel like I would probably. What would you do if you were the birthday girl?
I'm trying to think if
but I think that if anyone,
I think my friends would excuse themselves.
Yes, exactly. I feel like they'd be like, why do you want to be there? I feel like even like at airports, like even parents feel so bad. They can't help it. Like in the airplane, they're like,
yeah,
like they feel bad. Like obviously they, you're doing. I would just remove myself.
Yeah.
Situation.
Yes, not the asshole.
I agree. Okay. I have one. This one's a little long, not too long. Am I the asshole for refusing to travel with my best friend again after she messed up our last trip? About 2 years ago, I traveled to Europe for a week with my best friend and could not believe how horrible she acted. We stopped at a fast food restaurant on the way to the airport, and she made a comment about how the worker should be in college and not working there. At the airport, we ran into someone we went to high school with, and she laughed at him for working there and having to watch us take a trip to Spain. When we got there, she was extremely controlling, talked down to me and others regularly, barely wanted to go anywhere or do anything while on the trip, and had a horrible attitude 80% of the time. While I still managed to have a great trip and found a new obsession with traveling, I didn't have fun with her. I had fun in spite of her. We were in the airport in Spain to go back home. I noticed 15 minutes had passed since we were supposed to start boarding. I took my suitcase and left her at the gate to make sure we were in the right place. By this point, we had almost missed 2 flights because of changed gates. The airport worker told me that gate had changed and we only had about 10 minutes to go to the other side of the airport. I ran back to where she was waiting and waved at her to follow me. When she got in front of me, right as I was about to tell her the gate changed, she said, "So, are you just going to stand there or are you going to tell me why you just had me get up from where I was sitting?" In the most condescending tone. At that moment, I was completely done with her after how badly she acted on that whole trip. I could have easily boarded the flight and not worried about whether or not she did, but I still came back for her in the risk of missing the plane myself. At that point, I lost all my patience and tolerance, and I just walked away from her. We didn't speak the whole 15-hour ride back to the States. When we got home, we didn't speak for months. She later apologized to me and said she realized whenever she feels insecure or bad about herself, she treats others badly to feel better about herself. I've forgiven her and I still consider her my best friend, but I recently found out she told the rest of our group that I was the one who was stubborn and didn't want to do or try anything new. To me, this is her way of not taking full responsibility for her actions. I decided after that I will never travel with her again. Recently, our friends group started planning a trip. I've made it clear that I won't be going, and while I haven't said it outright, they all know it's because she's going to. They said I should move past it and give her a second chance, but I refuse because I know how bad she acted. I truly love her and we are still best friends, but I've decided not to let her taint another trip for me. Does that make me an asshole?
No.
No. You can learn a lot about people when you travel with them. A lot. And you do learn a lot about how, and I honestly wouldn't want to be friends with somebody like that.
No, I was gonna say maybe just cut her off.
Like, how can that still be your best friend?
Yeah. And she said I guess she kind of admitted that she felt subconscious, but she was still lying.
She was still lying. Like, that to me is not a best friend. And I don't think he's an asshole, but I think he doesn't need to be friends. Like, if you can't travel with your best friend, then why do you want to be, and she's lying, why do you want to be best friends with that person?
Yeah, I think you learn a lot because there's a lot of stories of like friends who go like to Miami and they come back.
They're not even, like, don't even come back as friends. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos on that.
I have too.
But I've actually had a situation, and it wasn't that bad, but I went on a trip one time, and it wasn't with someone that I was close with. It was, I don't even know if I should say it. Either way, this person was really bossy and was like, I was just like, dude,
I can't.
To me. And I was like, and I remember telling Bridget, like, dude, I'm getting so annoyed. Like, bossy and like
telling you what to do.
Did you get the Uber? Did you do this? And I'm like stuff like that. And I literally told Bridget I will never travel. Like, this person's a good person. That doesn't mean they're not. But I felt like their child. Like, I'm like having to do, or like, can you check this? Like, do this? Like, and I'm like, girl, you have a phone too. You know, like, and it was a lot of that. And I remember I was just like annoyed. And I literally was like, outside of traveling, great person. Never will I travel again. You know,
because I think it'll be the same experience. You know, like some people are just stuck in their ways. Yeah,
but and then people who are negative too are just,
or like he said, talking down on people. Like, that's something that's like,
like, and I wouldn't even want to like be like seen having a conversation, like heard. Like, imagine someone hears that conversation happening, they're like, but I don't think I could be friends. I couldn't be best friends with somebody like that.
I'm trying to think how I traveled with someone. Well, I feel like I don't travel that much. But I feel like I have traveled with people who are just inconsiderate or I don't know.
Or they want things their way.
Yeah.
Like, I went on a trip one time and it was with someone that I love, but they brought somebody else. And everything that person wanted, we had to do. I'm like, dude, like, I want to do something else. And it was never what we want. It had to be what that person wanted. And I did get like, and that's why I came back and I said, I won't travel with, I'll go with this person, but not if they're bringing, you know, but then there's people who you do have, like, you just have to find your group. Because even with the people I went to New York with, and like my cousin and his friends, and like Mexico, like, that was fun. Like, everyone's on the same, like, but it's hard to find people like that, I feel like.
Yeah. I feel like I'm pretty chill. Like,
me too. Like, and that's how they are too. Like, they're chill. Like,
Like, I like traveling people who are like, okay, we're gonna split this. Like, have it not expect everybody like put this on your card every time. You know, like kind of because then they forget to pay up.
Yes, and that's one thing that I appreciate about traveling with them is we had the app Splitwise.
Yeah,
everything, even if it was like 7-Eleven trip and it was $5,
you put it in there, it splits it.
It splits it.
Yeah.
You're not like, you don't come back feeling like, damn, did I spend all my money on, you know, everything was equally split. Yeah. And everyone is like, the night before we're leaving, they're like, did everybody pay each other? We're like looking at each other like, did you get your money? Did I pay you? Like, and we're like figuring out how we're going to pay each other for everything. But
yeah, we did that. I went to a bachelorette and that's where I learned about that. I was like, oh, that's so cool.
It is.
Yeah.
Because you're not left questioning, like, do I ask for my money? Because then I feel like you look like, damn, you really need that $30. Yeah. Like, it's not about that. It's about.
And it adds up, like, here and there, you know?
Yeah. And then you may not even realize, like, you'll be like, oh, I paid for this. Maybe you pay for the next thing. But you still don't know what the difference was, you know? I think it's just best you Splitwise. If you're going on a trip and you're going to be, like, doing things together, use that. Because it can save a lot of, like, inner, like, what is it called? Like, when you start getting, like, annoyed. Like,
yeah.
Now, you get annoyed with people because you're like, how are you over there enjoying this? I paid and you can't even pay me back. But definitely recommend that. But no, I would not want to travel with somebody like that. But I also wouldn't be best friends with somebody that is like that.
So what was the question?
Was he an asshole for not wanting to go on the trip?
No.
I wouldn't go. And I'd tell her exactly why.
Am I the asshole for being upset because my wealthy best friend wouldn't let me borrow $5? My best friend and I have been friends for nearly 7 years. When we first met, she was struggling financially and lived paycheck to paycheck. At one point, her car broke down and she had no transportation to work, so I would let her borrow my car and never asked her for gas money or anything in return. At the time, I was financially secure and was happy to help her out. As the years went by, my financial situation changed just like her. I began living paycheck to paycheck. By this time, she had started dating a guy she met online who revealed to her a few months into dating that he was a millionaire. They shortly married after, and suffice to say, she's not had a struggle since. There have been a few times I have asked to borrow money, which I have always paid back. It's usually not much, less than $25 or so each time. And she would always oblige with no problem until recently. The last couple of times I asked her to borrow money, she said she didn't have it, which I found odd because then I had asked her to borrow $5. And she said the same thing, and I thought it was odd that she told me she didn't have $5 to spare. I know that ever since she got married, her brothers and a couple of friends have tried to take advantage of her newfound wealth by asking to borrow money. They never paid back. And having her bail them out of situations they put themselves in that have cost her a lot of money. I started to think that maybe I had forgotten to pay her back money I borrowed at some point. So I reached out to ask her if that was the case. When she told me that wasn't the case, as in I always paid her back, I told her I felt hurt because it felt like I needed her help with something. I used the example if I ended up in jail that I couldn't reach out to her for help because she couldn't even let me borrow $5. She replied and said that just like her brothers, I needed to learn how to budget my money better and that she can't be the one to bail everyone out. She said when she was struggling, she had to work multiple jobs and did what she had to do. I replied and said that it was not fair for her to lump me in with her brothers as I've never done anything to take advantage of her. And I never would have said something like that to her when I let her borrow my car and anytime she let me borrow money when I was struggling. I told her I loved her, but I was ending the conversation, and she replied that this is what money and friends should never mix. Since then, she has reached out and said I didn't deserve that conversation last night. I hope you know that. To which I have not replied and have no plans to. I'm deeply hurt that she feels I was in the wrong, but I don't think I was an asshole here. I understand that I'm not entitled to anyone's money, borrowed or not. But when she was in my shoes, I did everything I could to help her out. I could understand if I had asked to borrow a large sum of money, but it was literally $5.
I think the friend's an asshole.
Yeah,
it's $5. Now I understand if you're like constantly asking for like $100, like $50, like if it happened like every like week, I'd be like.
And I think if you're paying it back,
yeah,
like,
she's paying it back.
Yeah,
then
times is hard.
It's $5, like,
and she's wealthy,
newfound wealth.
Yeah,
like girl, like I think.
Like maybe she does feel like people depend on her too much, like to bail them out and stuff. But I don't think that's the case with her friend.
No, and I think she's like just frustrated with other people and letting it out on her. And I don't think she deserves that. But I do think that she's an asshole.
The other friend.
Yes, for not giving her like.
And like she let you borrow her car, and she said she never asked for gas money. Like.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think that. That's a friend. Mm-mm. And telling her like you need to learn how to budget your money, or what is it, manage your money, like girl, just because your man rich I was gonna say, now,
just because you married,
just because are they married?
Yeah,
good for her, but damn, share the wealth. For real, if I had a rich husband, right, I'd be like, look what I got. Yeah. And I'd be like, let's go get, like, you know, not even in a bad, maybe that's why I don't.
No, but I feel like if I went out to dinner with my friends, like, it'd be on me.
And people knew like, that my man was rich. I'd be like, yo, he got it. Like, yeah, we're good. Like, or even like, I'll get like round on my husband. Like, you know, but, and not even within the husband gonna be like, y'all taking advantage of me. But I think as a husband, you want your girl to not, and then no other man has to buy drinks because you buy our drinks. But if you're rich, like, did you say millionaire? Mm-hmm. Okay, honey, you can afford.
I probably would cut that friend off.
Me too.
Like, she knows you're struggling. It's not like you keep asking to borrow money, never pay her back. Like, it's really like you need. Because ask for $5, like, you need it, you know?
Yeah. I'd be like, here's 20, you know, like, or whatever, you know, like. Yeah, I don't think that she's a good friend.
A comment says, not the asshole. Did I read the same post as everyone else did? Or is your friend making a bunch of
fake accounts?
I think your friend made accounts.
And commenting on it.
So she had a struggle and worked 3 jobs, but was still borrowing money from you. But the $5 was the last straw. I'd leave her be. Yeah, everybody's saying not the asshole.
No. I think it's like, it is frustrating. It can be frustrating. Let's say if maybe the same friend is asking but not paying you back, and you see that their priorities are somewhere else. Like, you're like
you see them in the club.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, I don't even go clubbing because I you know, I know that I'm not going out because I'm like budgeting my money. Or you know that you're like, but you see them out and you see them buying drinks for other people and you're like, girl, you know. But then I would, after a while, I would still let them borrow maybe the first time, second time, and then I'd be like, look, I'm just like, you know, I'm budgeting right now.
Yeah.
How would you tell somebody no? I'd be like, oh, sorry, y'all. I took my Band-Aid off while you were talking because it was like look at my finger. It's like purple. I put it on because my nail broke. Look where it broke again. I swear. Do you see that? And it hurt so bad. But anyway, yeah, I would. Okay, let's say someone kept asking you. How would you tell them no? And you already let them borrow twice.
And they haven't paid me back?
Yeah.
I would be like, I would just be like, you haven't paid me since last time.
And you're like, pay me back and then I'll let you borrow some.
Yeah. I mean, if I had it, it depends if I really had it.
Yeah, I mean, if I had it, yeah, but. And I guess it depends, like if it was somebody who I knew needed it, like struggling for real, I'd be like, yeah, like, don't worry. Like if I know, like, if you tell me, like, but if you're just like, ow, like, literally, I think it does matter. And I know it shouldn't, because you should be like, well, they can do whatever they want with the money, but.
No, but I think it does matter. Like, is it for food? Like, is it for gas? Is it for.
Or even if you're honest, like, dude, I just want to go clubbing. I need $20. I need me a drink. Can I borrow? And I'd be like, you know what? Fuck
yeah,
it.
if they pay it back.
Yeah, you know, but it's like, I don't know. I just feel like $5 it'll come back to you. Like, you will survive.
That's like a coffee.
Yes. Like, that's literally anything now. Yeah. That's a piece of a whole packet of gum right there. But yeah, I think the friend is just being greedy now that she's richness.
Mm-hmm. And maybe she does feel some type of way because of her brother, but she shouldn't take that out on her friend who was there for her and helped her out. So not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Let's see if there's one more. Am I the asshole for testing my best friend's boyfriend to prove my point? I, 21 female, have been best friends with Victoria, 21 female, our whole lives. We're extremely close, maybe even unhealthily so. A few months ago, she started dating Mark, 24 male, but I never liked him because he cheated on his ex with Victoria. When she wasn't around, he'd act creepy with other girls. I told her, even showed her pictures, but he always manipulated her and talked his way out of it. I got tired of seeing her being manipulated, so I warned her that I was going to test him. I flirted with him as a setup, and he fell for it. He didn't kiss me, but came very close before I pulled away. She saw it happen and broke up with him the next day. Since then, she's been cold and distant toward me. She told me she feels inferior to me and that Mark might have actually preferred me. I feel like...
So what's the question? Is she the asshole?
Is she the asshole for testing her best friend's boyfriend?
Yeah, I feel like yeah.
You think so? Or maybe I wouldn't have done it. Maybe I would have got somebody else to do it.
I don't think I would even take it there.
I don't know.
Because I feel like...
Because but then again, she said, I told her, even showed her pictures, but he always went... So she's already showed her, so she obviously doesn't care.
You don't want to see what's in her face.
Yeah. Then you're... Yeah, if I've already showed you pictures and told you and you don't care, like at this point...
Because I don't think I would ever try...
No, I'm not... Like, I don't think I could never.
Yeah.
But... I don't know.
Unless the friend was in on it and like asked me like
unless she told you like can you do this, like I just even then though I feel like I'd be like can we just tell somebody else like and then like let me see the comments. But he cheated on her to be with so she said, Victoria's not a great person either if you're judging equally. Yeah, I don't think I would do that. But also, like, I feel like as a friend, you can be, like, if you have proof of everything and you're, like, telling her, like, it can be frustrating, too, to be like, dude, I'm telling you, like, he's a player. He's hurting you. Like, but
she finally broke up with him.
She did break up with him.
So I'm like,
yeah. Hang on, let me see.
But I see how that could cause like trust issues of being like.
She said she warned her, but she watched the whole thing.
And she probably feels like, you can take my man, like with any other boyfriend she has.
Yeah, she'll probably be like, but he's just easy. Yeah. If like he was just like, oh, like, what would you do if your friend's man hit on you? Like, I feel like I get uncomfortable, even if like slightly, like slightly touch me, slightly look at me the wrong way. I'm like, but
what would I do? I mean, I would tell her if it was clear, you know.
But then some girls be like, you're just jealous. Like, I feel like, I feel like if my friend's man, let's say, hit on me, I guess it was obvious. Like, if his personality was just like that, like, like dumb, at this point, you already know that that's his person, you know, like, But if he was like really like hitting me up without you around or being weird as soon as you left or touchy, I'd be like, girl, can you tell your man, like, like if he's touching me, like, I just don't feel comfortable. Like, I don't know though. That's a hard conversation.
Yeah, it would be. I've never had to deal with that.
I feel like if anything, I avoid. If I feel any kind of, I'll like literally avoid. Don't even look at him. Don't even talk. what if the girls think that's weird too? But I swear, like, I feel like I just don't give them any. Like, I've had a man who has done that, and he's married. And I remember one time we were all hanging out. I never pay attention, but I know he's a fuck boy. Like, you just know. He messaged me when I left, and was like, meanwhile, everybody's there, and he's like, where you going? And I'm like, dude, and I never said anything though, because I wasn't close. I'm not close to, but I never like responded or nothing. But I was just, after that, I literally avoid.
Yeah. Ew.
Yeah, like men really have the freaking audacity.
And like maybe like looking back, but I feel like I'm somebody who doesn't take a hint. Like maybe
I feel like
they're just trying to be cool. Like,
but me as a girlfriend, I peep everything. Like I feel like I would know, and I'd tell like my man, like, you made me feel uncomfortable when you like was too huggy with, or you know, like anything like that. But I feel like I think I know, like I don't know. I feel like I haven't had that happen much, like ever, like too much, you know, where you're just like, boy.
I feel like I was just always naive. Like I thought I trusted like I never, but now I'm like, okay, that was probably a red flag. But back then I was just like, oh.
What would you do if someone was flirting with your man in front of you? Like
clear as day flirting?
Yeah, like trying to joke with him and like make him laugh and like hit him in the arm. I guess I would expect him to be like,
honestly, if I was drunk, I probably would fight.
Nah, if I was drunk, I'd be like, bitch, back up. That's my man. You better keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was lit, like, I'd probably be like, don't you ever touch my man again.
Yeah.
But
if not, I would expect him to handle it.
No, I would want my man to handle it. Like, because then I feel like women will be like, oh, like, she's crazy. Like, but if my man, I'm like, he said don't touch him, don't touch. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that reminds me. This happened like a month ago. So as many as, damn, I don't know how to talk. So I am talking to somebody, right? We were at a bar, and this girl kept trying to get up on him, right? But I was too busy talking. I wasn't even paying attention. She was drunk, but she kept like trying to talk to him. And he came up to me and he's like, let's go. This girl is tripping. Like, but he literally told her like, back up. Like he was telling her like, back up. And she was like trying to keep talking to him. And then he's like, he said she's tripping, or she's, what's another word for tripping? It was like
Wildin'.
I don't know. Like I think he was like, nah, she's not okay. She's tripping or something. And then no, there's another word. I'm gonna look it up. I need to find this word. It was like worse than that. But he literally went and grabbed me and was like, he was like, let's go. She's like she was like trying to be all over him. I can't find the word, but spazzing out. I think he said spazzing. She's spazzing or something like that. Like it was like a word like that, or maybe it was. I don't know. Either way, and then I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Dude, she's getting in my face." I'm like, and she's like trying to talk to me now, and I was like, "She's like, nah, I'm not tripping." Like,
oh, she heard it.
Yeah, she's like, First of all, I'm not tripping, and I was like, okay, like so now I'm like, all right, maybe she wasn't like, cause she's drunk, right? Yeah. And then she starts like following us around, but he was just like, but that's what I expect, you know, like, yeah. I need to find that word. I'm about to call him and ask him. It had to be
trip she's.
What was the word? Let me call him. It probably was tripping.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But it was like, hey, we're shooting for the podcast, but I'm talking about the time we were at. And remember that girl that kept getting up to you, like going up to you?
Yeah, the crazy girl.
Yeah. What did he say? And she was like, no, I'm not.
Oh, I was like, this bitch tweaking.
Okay, I was trying to think of the word. Okay, I'll call you back, ahorita.
And she was like, I'm not a tweaker.
Yeah, she got mad. But wasn't she all up on you, like trying to talk to you?
Yeah, she was tripping.
Okay, let me call you back. Well, we're still shooting. All right, bye.
Tweaking.
tweaking. That's even worse, you know. No,
Yeah.
like I knew it wasn't tripping, but she's like,
Yeah.
she's tweaking, and she's like, I'm not tweaking, and I'm like,
Did you know her?
no, I don't know her, and then, but like in that moment though, I was like, okay, he did the right thing, you know, because she was like, she
Doing
was
too much.
yes. And he had got up on his own to go pay. And that's why I was like, I was just talking with like my sister and I wasn't paying attention. I was just talking to them. But he's the one that came in. He's like, she's too, he did but like, that's what I would expect. Like, you know, like, hey, like back up. Like I would expect, I would want that at least. Like, don't entertain it. Don't, I think just saying like, hey, I have a girl, like,
Yeah, and I feel like for the most part, girls will be like, okay.
Some
like,
girls don't care though. Some girls really don't. But that's when
they find it as a challenge.
yeah, they're
probably.
like, oh really? Like, and I've seen that happen too. And I'm like, how can you like? But that's why your man has to have discipline and say like, and not want to make you look stupid.
That's why I'm single.
That's why my man better not be doing nothing like that. Well, my crush. If they knew. But okay, so but I want to know, like, how would you tell your friend? I would
what?
like, let's say their man was hitting on you. Like,
Oh.
I have told one person that their man can be a little touchy.
Really?
Yeah. But that's it.
I think
like,
I would just, I wouldn't like speculate like, oh, this.
No, I'd just be like,
but I'd just be like, this happened. Like he did this, he said this, and then whatever. If you take offense or you know him better than me, you know.
I just want to make sure like I'm not reading into it wrong.
Yeah.
You'd let me know how like, but I want to make sure like you know, because I don't ever want you to think anything other than that. But yeah, I would do that too.
And I think some people are more touchier than others.
Yeah, some people are, and once you learn that personality, you just sit across from them. Away from them. You don't sit close to them. You know, like if it makes you uncomfortable, because if I'm noticing it, your girl notices it.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm just gonna sit a little bit further, and that's it. Like, it's just not that. If that's how they are, and that's between the girl and the man now. Like, it's you allow it, that's on you. But personally, me, I don't like to be touched.
Yeah, I don't either.
So I'm gonna just sit far, far away. All right, guys. I think that's
it. Y'all, it is 11:08 right now.
11:08.
This is the latest we've ever shot.
Let's go get lit. Low-key, I have to work a double tomorrow.
Oh, damn.
I have to be there at 10:30 and I leave like at 12. Damn. I know. I'm tired.
That's 14 hours? Damn.
But it can be good money. And
I was going to say that's a good thing.
Like I got very lucky one day last week, but it was because somebody like left really good tip. But I'm just like, how is this even, how do people tip so like, how can you make this much money? But some days are not like that. So it just depends. You literally can get very lucky.
Probably the weekends are the best, right?
Weekends are the best. Yeah. But all right, guys, thank you for watching. Let us know if you have any stories or if you need our opinion on if your friendship is, if you're the asshole or if they're the asshole. And we'll tell you what we think.
See y'all next time.
See y'all next time. We love you. Bye.
Bye.